Welcome Geometry to 9.1. It's our first little first little section of chapter 9. And chapter 9 revolves around 2D shapes. And so we're going to start right off with area and perimeter of 2D shapes. Our essential question is, can I find the area and perimeter of 2D shapes? And that's your goal, is at the end you should be able to either find the perimeter and find the area of whatever it's being asked of you. Now, this should sound familiar. You should be saying, I know how to find the area of a 2D shape. I know how to find the area of a triangle. I know how to find the area of a rectangle. And so I'm going to have you quickly look at your formula sheet here. If you did not grab your formula sheet, or you do not have a printer at home so that you can print out a second copy, I would like you to pause the video right here and write down some key ones. So write down the trapezoid and write down the kite. You probably have triangle memorized, but feel free to write it down. You probably have rectangle, feel free to write it down. But if you do not have a formula sheet, please copy down the trapezoid and kite right now. And if you don't have if you don't need to write it down, that's fine. You can either have it on your formula sheet or you can bring it up online every time. That's totally okay. And then the best way that I'm going to show you how to find the area and perimeter of these shapes is to jump into examples. I'm hoping that at this point you're going, okay, like, I know how to do this. What else is she going to teach us? And so our examples today are really going to express what differences there are between this 8th and 9th grade geometry versus the area and perimeter problems you've done in the past. So at any point, if you need to pause the video to copy down writing, please do that, because I'm going to ask you to draw and sketch a lot this chapter. The height of this right triangle is 12 meters. The base, we're just going to call it B, I don't know what it is, and my hypotenuse is 20 meters. And so in this case, it's asking me for the area. That's my goal, is what is the area. But unfortunately, I don't know what my base is, because I know the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. If I don't know that, I can use my formula sheet. But I do know what my height is. I'm going to use a little color here. I do know what my height is. I know that my height is 12, but unfortunately, I do not know what my base is. I know where it is. I can find it. I just don't know what it is. And I'm hoping at this point you've started to recognize that it was important that we had a 90-degree triangle, because then I can use the Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to set up the Pythagorean theorem here and say 12 squared plus b squared is equal to 20 squared. I can do a little bit of solving there. B is equal to 16. So then I can plug in everything I know. I know that my base is now 16, awesome, and I always knew that my height was 12, and then I can just plug that all in, and I get 96 meters squared for my area. And so what makes that problem different than problems you've done in the past is the base and the height wasn't just given to you.